What's good, Vision gang? You already know what it is. This is your boy DaVizion, and I'm back again with another MMA reaction. Today's reaction, I got Clenched Teeth Michael Chandler, violent path to becoming MMA legend, y'all. Michael Chandler, ranked 6th in the UFC lightweight division, y'all. So he's definitely a beast. I don't know much about him though. I know he's one of the most physically fit fighters in the UFC. I've seen some other content with Michael Chandler from other content creators, and he looks extremely physically fit. And he's calling out Conor McGregor right now, trying to get that super fight going, but it's just not working out. He was on like Monday Night Raw one day calling out Conor, no response. Like Conor, I don't know why Conor don't want to fight him, but it's just don't seem like it's going to happen. Dana needs to step in and make something happen since Conor, I think, is under contract still, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong though, you guys. But let's go ahead and get this thing started, y'all. Michael Chandler for the first time on the channel, y'all.
I'm still the champion. Let's be honest.
Are you?
Over the course of his 2 decades-long career, Michael Iron Chandler has ballooned into a mixed martial arts movement.
Okay, so he's Iron Mike Chandler.
Look, he's an animal.
He collected notable victories over all-time great Benson Henderson, UFC lightweight Dan Hooker, former UFC lightweight champion Eddie Alvarez, Bellator fighter Patricky Pitbull, and many more.
So he's beating some big names.
Chandler has never been submitted, making him a wrecking force on the ground.
And he's never been submitted. That's wild.
Who finishes more than half of his opponents.
Nice. 50%
He's the man who
finish rate.
single-handedly aged Ferguson of 50 years with a shocking head kick that to this day hangs like a dark cloud over El Cucuy's career. With an outstanding 12-time
So it's his fault of El Cucuy's downfall.
Who can put on a fun brawl.
That's what y'all saying.
However, his road to mixed martial arts stardom was far from easy.
People are going to look back and say, man, Michael Chandler has had some weird things happen in his career. And I'd say, well, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Originally from High Ridge, Missouri, Chandler grew up in a fairly typical blue-collar, hard-working, middle America household.
If I didn't wake up every single morning knowing that my mom and dad outwork me every single day, then I wouldn't be where I am today.
Michael's parents, who often worked multiple jobs at the same time, instilled early on in their son the importance of a brutal and often dull work ethic.
My dad was the hardest working man I know. The home that I grew up in High Ridge, Missouri, my dad built it with his bare hands.
There's a well-worn saying that overnight successes are years in the making, and that's certainly true for Michael. His first experience with combat sports came when he was just 5 years old.
When I was 5 years old, my dad got me into wrestling.
Michael was he was a determined child. He was harder on himself than we were.
In high school, he was voted most valuable wrestler during his senior season. In 2004, he enrolled at the University of Missouri, where he walked into the wrestling team.
So he actually
and would collect
was
100
D1.
career wins.
That's decent.
An impressive feat for someone that walked onto the team
and
wasn't there on an athletic scholarship.
Nice.
Chandler majored in personal finance management services with a minor in real estate. But after graduation, he decided to bet on himself and begin training in mixed martial arts to pursue a career as a fighter. Following a quick TKO victory in his first fight on the regional circuit, Chandler fought on a Strikeforce Challengers card. The same series of events that future UFC champions Daniel Cormier, Ronda Rousey, Luke Rockhold, and
a lot of people
Woodley,
was on
Strikeforce
Strikeforce.
Competed in early in their careers. Under the Strikeforce banner, Chandler would only fight twice, winning both times.
So did he?
This was enough to earn him a contract with Bellator in 2010.
Oh, okay, so we went to Bellator. 2 fights,
After signing with the
Bellator.
promotion, where he competed for close to a decade, Chandler proved to be, undoubtedly, one of the most valuable fighters that Bellator ever had under contract. With only 3 professional fights to his name, he entered the promotion as a nobody. However, 1 year later, Chandler was already the undisputed lightweight champion and a serious threat for any top-level fighter at 155 pounds.
Wow.
His Bellator debut kicked off with 4 wins against decent
that was a nice,
to then face
I don't know what
off
kind of
against
kick that was
Patricky
right into the cage, though.
the elder of Bellator's 2 pit bulls. Chandler's wrestling skills proved to be superior as he repeatedly took down Patricky at will, ultimately earning a unanimous decision, $100,000, and most importantly, a shot at the Bellator Lightweight World Championship in 2011 versus Eddie Alvarez, the Underground King.
Eddie
and
Alvarez,
arguably
I
one of
never
the
reacted
best
to him,
lightweights
but
outside the
definitely
UFC.
somebody I've heard a few
Michael
times.
Chandler versus the champion Eddie Alvarez.
Chandler came in very aggressive in the first and second round.
Trunks it. Chandler
he got him!
in the white trunks.
He hurt him.
This was a big step up in competition, but he proved ready for it.
Gloves, as you know.
Chandler looked down.
In the third round, Alvarez landed several shots that stunned his opponent.
Alvarez trying to let the hands go.
However, in the fourth round, Chandler dethroned Alvarez when he hit him with a punch.
Oh, another big right hand. He's hurt.
Cut him down.
He's hurt badly.
Is the ref
his
gonna
back
stop it?
and
Took his
forced him to
back.
tap out.
Oh, got him in the rear naked. Okay.
There's the top, and we have a new champion.
With the lightweight strap around his waist, he kept making a name for himself as a world beater
Bow.
and a reckless fighter
Put him
who was
down.
not afraid to exchange
Put
strikes.
him down, put him
His years of
down.
wrestling have conditioned him with great cardio, which helps as well. But he uses his jab first and often.
Oh, good right hand.
Yep, you got to use that jab, man. Keep him
Because
back.
he is
Keep that
so
space.
much faster and more explosive
Ooh,
than
he's
most
quick
of his
too.
opponents.
He sure
has
is.
the ability to get in with a jab and get out, and make reads on his opponent's reactions early in the fight.
Okay.
But before we dive deeper into his fighting style and his road to the UFC, please hit the subscribe button to support
Seems
the
like he's
channel.
somebody who works
Much like
very,
you, I'm
very
a huge
hard.
MMA fanatic, and these
Sorry, I should pause it. He works very, very hard to get the things that he's got, to get to the level he's gotten to, I should say. Nothing right now shows me that he was just like a natural freak athlete. Like, he wasn't naturally better than the rest of his peers in sports and stuff. It seems like he's just a really hard worker. And that, based off of other content I've seen in his workouts and stuff, he works out very, very hard. And I'm pretty sure he's probably like in the top tier of hard workers in the UFC. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course, like always, though.
These videos are my way of giving back to this amazing community.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get the opportunity to fight Alvarez again.
Eddie Alvarez.
My goal is to go out there and finish the fight quickly, like it always is. But when you're fighting a guy as good as Alvarez, you know, you're in for a possible war.
In 2013, by the time Chandler had defended his belt twice, Alvarez had clawed his way back to a title shot, and the duo would rematch in one of the greatest lightweight fights of all time.
So he thinks he can take me down if he wants to and stop my takedowns, and I think I can take him down if I want to. So,
Okay.
you know, we're going to
What's
see.
gonna happen right here?
It's yet to be seen.
This fight was very close. Alvarez seemed to hold a small advantage in terms of strikes,
This left jab by Alvarez, already an abrasion under Chandler's right eye.
but each man landed at the same rate, and Chandler held an advantage in power shots. The fight's most significant disparity was seen in the takedown department. Chandler finished 10 takedowns to Alvarez's 0, but he also attempted 21 to Alvarez's 3. This makes
10 to
Alvarez's
21.
takedown defense even more impressive.
Yeah.
He nullified more attempts than not,
He likes that low-handed kind of style.
an impressive feat considering Chandler's stellar wrestling.
Not quite in the right position.
And we will go to the fifth and final round.
Wow.
In addition, Alvarez secured more dominant positions and came close to finishing the champ with a rear naked choke in round 5.
But still, full mount. He's in big trouble.
Wow. Okay.
Ultimately, although this fight could have gone either way, Alvarez came out on top with a split
Wow.
decision victory.
Okay, he won with split decision.
I'm gonna take zero credit for what happened tonight. It takes two people to put on a fight like that. Not just me and Mike Chandler, and the guy fights his ass off. He has the heart of a lion, and it takes two of us to do that.
Okay. So was he
loss
going
would
back
put
to the
Chandler
drawing
in
board?
unknown territory in his career. His following bouts were equally disappointing,
Okay, he lost some more.
losing to Will Brooks twice.
Damn.
However, Chandler would regain his footing in 2015, winning 3 in a row, including beating Patricky Pitbull again in 2016 to squash their rivalry in the rematch.
Bow,
The
knocked
bout was
him
for the
clean
vacant
out.
Bellator Lightweight Championship.
Ooh-wee!
Chandler regained the title after winning via knockout in the first round.
Losing it the first time, and then not just losing it, but going through the downs that I had. You know, going through the streak that I had was tough, and I don't think a lot of people would have, you know, been able to, you know, do what I've done and bounce back like I have. And it's just a testament to hard work and just having a great support system around me. So I think this one is sweeter. It's not going to be quite completely sweet until I defend it a couple times. You know, there's some big fights on my horizon. I'm excited about that. So now that I am the champion, I'm excited to defend this belt against whoever steps up.
Please welcome Benson Smooth Henderson.
In his title defense, Chandler faced former World Extreme Cage Fighting and UFC champion Benson Henderson.
This dude used to be a UFC
Henderson had recently
champion.
defeated Patricky as well, so a showdown between him and Chandler was a big event.
This one is going to be a fun one. This one's going to be a special one for me.
In the first round, Henderson got hit with everything from punches, knees, elbows, and even a good old-fashioned German suplex.
A suplex? Suplex, bro.
Understand the beating that Benson Henderson just took in the last 4.5 minutes.
Yet he still got up at the end of the round. Henderson took round 2 simply because Chandler spent most of it not engaging. Then rounds 3, 4, and 5 were just a straight spring with grappling exchanges that had everyone on the edge of their seats.
What is going on, gentlemen?
Henderson's survival of Chandler's early onslaught and his ability to fight back in the later rounds to make the match competitive earned him new respect in the eyes of many.
And still, Bellator lightweight world champion.
In the end, Chandler defended his belt with a split decision.
Sorry to everybody who's disappointed. I will get better. I will come back. Don't be mad at me.
Dang.
While there wasn't much doubt in the eyes of the fans about who won, the fact that Henderson fought back so hard makes this fight a must-watch.
Yeah, for sure.
For his second title defense, Chandler faced Brent Primus in 2017. At exactly 2 minutes and 22 seconds into the first round, the bout was temporarily halted by the referee to check on Chandler, whose left ankle was visibly injured.
I stepped back, rolled the ankle, pinched that nerve, and then my foot just went straight.
So from rolling the ankle, that's what did it? That's what pinched the nerve?
Did you see where I stepped back?
Yeah.
As if it wasn't enough, a Bellator official took off Chandler's stool in the few seconds he was on his feet.
I'm like, Doc, I promise you, just get out of here. Let me fight. I got a calf cramp or something. I was like, just lying to him. Like, just get out of here. Let me go. I promise it's fine. I don't feel a thing. It's not hurt. I'm good.
Dang, so he was actually hurt bad.
And then they stopped the fight.
Damn.
And they pulled the stool. They pulled the stool from me too. So remember that.
The match was then stopped in favor of Primus, awarding him the Bellator lightweight championship.
He lost the title on that. And getting the seat pulled from him, that was terrible.
You didn't actually win the fight.
Oh.
Well, I injured him in the fight to stop the fight. So
you didn't really injure him, bro. He took an awkward step backwards, man. You can't really take credit for that. It was none of your offense did that.
And
you didn't ankle lock him into an injury.
Took me out of that fight. Brent Primus can wear his Hugh Hefner jacket and throw that fake belt around his shoulder.
However, Chandler didn't sit around dwelling over this loss. He got back to the gym, and with each day he got a little closer to meeting a little guy who would forever change his life.
Who's that?
That little guy was a child that Chandler and his wife adopted just before Halloween 2017.
So I was right about 30, 31 when I became a father. We adopted our son. Becoming a parent it's the most important thing that you can do as a human being. Fighter and world champion and businessman and even husband those are all great things. But being a father and having a son, and I want to turn him into a wonderful young man, a high functioning individual, a guy who's a young man who's going to grow up and be a leader of his generation, and really excited about that, and also excited about maybe expanding the family, so we'll see.
More motivated than before, Chandler would win 3 of his next 4 fights before losing to Patricky's younger brother, Patricio Pitbull, in 2019.
I did my job, I'm sorry, but I don't give a I am the champ now.
I want my son to see this masterpiece that I'm painting through the ups and through the downs and through the struggles and through the wins and the losses and how I carry myself through it all.
Your father has made some really bad decisions in his last fight that have resulted in his face being virtually unrecognizable. Therefore, To expedite the process of healing, I would like to wear this frozen mask so you, my son, may be able to see me more clearly very soon. I love you, son. I will see you at the top.
That's funny.
Chandler would bounce back in December of the same year and defeat Sidney Outlaw with a first-round knockout.
You know, shot. That's a big shot right there. Hit us all over.
You know, the older I get and the longer I've been in this sport, I'm just excited to keep fighting against myself.
And this takes us to his final Bellator fight, a rematch with Benson Henderson in August 2020.
Voice comes out, 100 miles an hour. That was a nice shot. He's down. Hit us all over.
Got him good that time. No controversy at all about
Chandler
it.
didn't need the judges to get involved.
Exactly.
As he scored a first-round TKO in just over 2 minutes.
Just turned 34 years old. I feel like the best striker I've ever been.
To give you some context as to how impressive that was,
dang, so
Henderson had
how
only
old
ever
is
been
he?
stopped once before.
Is he 34 back then?
A guy like Benson Henderson who hasn't been finished since, what, 2006 or whatever it was. I feel on top of the world, and we'll see what happens next.
But everything must come to an end, and with few remaining accomplishments left to achieve, Chandler slid into free agency to finally transition into the UFC. Interestingly, he agreed to be the backup fighter for the UFC lightweight belt at Fight Island for the Khabib versus Gaethje fight.
Okay, so he got there in 2000
quarantined,
during
he
the
was on
Fight Island
standby
times.
in case they needed a last-minute replacement. They did not, so then they put him in with Dan Hooker, who only had 2 losses in his previous 10 fights, both
so
to
he's a decent
top-level
fighter then.
competitors, Dustin Poirier and Edson Barboza. The match took place in January of 2021 at UFC 257. Chandler came out charged off the fight.
Michael Chandler maximizing the debut and sticks the landing.
Surprise, surprise! There's a new king in the lightweight division. Dustin Poirier, your time is coming, it could be.
Chandler pours every ounce of his weight into his punches by stepping deep into every strike. Doing so in
hooks.
See you at the top.
What do I know?
Let's go. There's only one way to do this. Charles Oliveira is going to meet me in the center of the octagon. We're going to put on a great
So
show
he's gonna put a-
for the fans here in Houston, Texas.
So we got
God
do
bless.
Bronx at
I'll see you
262.
at the top.
4 months later, in the main event at UFC 262, Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler would face off for the vacant lightweight championship.
Ah, okay. And Charles is gonna get this one.
Chandler dropped Oliveira early in the first round and jumped into the ground game to go for the finish.
That was a bad idea, though. You think? Yes.
Oliveira
He's too good at
was
jiu-jitsu,
hurt and
bro.
forced into a bad position, getting pounded with a similar combination that ended Hooker's fight. However, the Brazilian came back to life in the second round.
Oh, man,
landing
he
a
did it on
crisp
his feet?
Left hand on Chandler's chin,
Sheesh.
immediately capitalizing upon that momentum for the
Okay,
TKO.
nice. But, I mean, this video is about Michael Chandler. I'm a do-box fans, but
Daniel Cormier,
damn.
Joe Rogan, and John Anik are going bananas right now, but that's part of it.
The win came in Oliveira's first shot at the title after more than a decade fighting in the UFC.
Next time, we win it.
A war with Justin Gaethje followed in November. It was a bloody, brutal, and
So
aggressive
did
match,
he beat Gaethje?
which charted on most end-of-year lists as being one of the most entertaining brawls seen in the octagon in 2021.
Nice.
Both fighters threw bombs from start to finish. It was absolutely insane. Despite calls from their coaches to calm down and pick their shots, the two lightweights combined to throw 451 strikes for 15 minutes.
95% of the fight was just a good old-fashioned passionate scrap, you know.
Gaethje ultimately came out on top with a unanimous decision.
He is a warrior. We are living in the wrong times, let me tell you. Me and him should have been fighting to death in a Coliseum.
Chandler rebounded in expert fashion with a second-round knockout win over Ferguson in May 2022.
Okay. Yeah, so he's the one who ruined
Round one saw
Tony,
Chandler
man.
getting dropped by a Ferguson left hook in the opening minutes. Ferguson kept throwing heat, but Chandler surprised him with a perfectly timed double leg takedown. Ferguson cut Chandler with an elbow from bottom and continuously blocked his submission attempts. Just when it looked like the Ferguson of old was shining through, he was blasted with a front kick by Chandler just 17 seconds into round 2, which knocked him out cold.
That front kick was just deadly, like, oh.
In 32 professional fights, Ferguson had never had his lights shut out like that.
Goodness. Damn, T-Ferg. Patty in the crowd.
Was I supposed to beat Tony? Absolutely. Was I supposed to steamroll him in a lot of people's eyes? Absolutely. Was I a big favorite? Absolutely. But anything can happen in 4-ounce gloves while your heart's beating through the roof and you're in a packed arena here in Phoenix.
I think the best knockout, the best front kick knockout I've ever seen in my life.
That's saying a lot, man. We've seen a couple, so we don't even train that much. It just happened.
Did you just see the opening for that?
I did. I mean, he's so
The knockout was so shocking that it scooped up Performance of the Night bonus from the UFC,
nice,
making Chandler $50,000 richer. If there's any comparison between Chandler and past UFC champs, former welterweight champ Matt Hughes might be the closest. Hughes, now retired, was also a top 5 National Collegiate Athletic Association wrestler before adapting his foundation to mixed martial arts. If anything, Chandler is the continuation of the Hughes lineage, an excellent wrestler with striking power and accuracy worlds ahead of what Hughes himself achieved. Chandler is consistent and consistently brutal. One of the greatest fighters in arguably the greatest division in MMA's history. In the words of former foe Eddie Alvarez, Michael Chandler fights his ass off and has the heart of a lion.
3, 2, 1, take off.
Oh, go. Where'd the engine go? Plane's upside down.
I'm bad as bad can be, so bad.
Alright, big shout out to Clenched Teeth, y'all. Michael Chandler, violent path to becoming an MMA legend. Definitely a dope story. I had no idea about much of anything. His Bellator career, his UFC career is unfortunate. He did not get the lightweight championship, but I mean, he's a phenomenal fighter. Got some great moments. Battles with Gaethje, just destroyed Ferguson. Bellator legend, so definitely one of the top MMA guys on the planet. Definitely will be a Hall of Famer one day, you guys. You guys, if you made it to the end of the video and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be first to see the videos every time they drop daily. And make sure you guys jab that like button so we can send this video straight to the moon, y'all. I got a like goal, y'all. The like goal is 50 likes. Go ahead, make me a happy man. Put 50 likes on the video. And as always, you guys, be safe. Give it your all in whatever you're doing in life. And I'm going to see you guys next time because I am your boy, DaVizion, and I'm out. Peace.
I got the vision. I had to leave my haters in the past. Told them good riddance. I don't have to prove that I cannot lose. They know that I'm winning. I don't have to prove that I got the juice. They know that I'm dripping. And I am not finished. Cause I got the vision. I had to leave my haters in the past. Told them good riddance.